What's up, everybody, and welcome to our weekly speaker series Spotlight. We are your hosts, Brad the Brick Crihfield.
Sean Day.
Dude, thanks for coming, man.
Oh, no problem. Well, I heard you need some help, so I thought I'd stop in and
Boy, do
spice
I.
things up a bit.
Boy, do I. And with us today, we have Paolo Beltran. Paolo is the assistant to the city manager of Lakewood. Paolo, thank you so much for being here today.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, man. I've been watching your speaker series spotlights.
You've been in the
You've
been waiting for a long time to get here.
Hey,
Now
get my
you're
turn.
here.
How
does it feel?
Hey, it feels great. It feels like I'm an important guy sitting in this chair.
You made it to the top.
Yeah, that's right.
Now
See,
you're
I
here.
even busted out my nice jacket today, man. You know,
Man, we busted out our
you
best
busted out the
outfits,
sleeveless right
yeah.
there with the guns, right?
We're just doing shameless marketing.
Yeah.
More so him. I mean, he really doesn't need the hat in here, but it has
Well,
a nice logo.
My hair's all messy. It would look funny. So
all that.
this looks a lot better.
All that golfing. Yeah. So again, thank you for being here today. And what we really want to do today is find out exactly what it is you do and your role in the city, just so we get to know a little bit more about you.
Okay, cool. So my name is Paolo Beltran. I'm the assistant to the city manager in Lakewood. I've been with the city for about 14 years now. Started off as an intern, got my foot in the door, and became full-time a year after that. So I've seen a lot of things in the city, and being in the city manager's office, I am able to put on a lot of different hats, right? So when I started as an intern, I was leading kids through a field trip in City Hall for our 50th anniversary, So it's kind of that projects that start off small and then you kind of build up responsibility. So currently my assignments are I manage the city's customer service division. So if you call folks for tree trimming, potholes, trash, things like that, that's the team that I manage. I also do legislative affairs for the city. So I handle, relationships with our legislative reps in the federal and state levels. And special projects I also do with the city. So one of the special projects I do is Shop Lakewood. So everybody here is familiar. Your audience is familiar with Shop Lakewood. Worked with that since 07, 08. So, it's been a nice having a relationship with the businesses around here is great.
Yeah. And you have a history in, you went to UCLA,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Biochemistry.
Yes. So it was actually a career change when I went to local government. I started off.
How do you make that jump?
Well, it was one of those things where you're sitting in a lab and it's like dark. There's no windows, and you're like, yeah, is this really what I want to do the rest of my life, right? Yeah. And my parents had worked in local government, so they said, hey, why don't you check to see what Lakewood's up to? So that's where the internship came in, and I applied for that and said, hey, you know what? I could do this rather than sit in a dark lab all day.
I think that's amazing and such a good lesson for people that are in that same position of sometimes you just start as an intern and then then you get to wear the nice coat.
Yeah, I really had no idea, Brad, about public service up until that point. And when I started doing my job and the people calling in and having the ability to help residents in Lakewood solve their problems, that's when I realized, hey, I wanted to stay here in Lakewood for a while.
So from there you went to Cal State Long Beach,
right? Yes.
And that's when you got
I got my master's
in
degree
political
science. Actually, it's an MBA with a specialization in finance.
Okay.
So I did that at night while interning at Lakewood. So that helped me get the foundations needed for public service.
So from biochemistry to intern to MBA to now assistant to the city manager, and you have all this stuff going on. What is it that you love most about your position today?
Really, it's doing this, like sitting with people, talking with folks that are part of the community. I mean, yeah, it's not just you. I'm not just saying that because you guys asked me to be a guest, but really, it's
I take compliments even if they're not there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's what I do.
So it's really like talking with folks, right? Because a good part of my day is people calling into Lakewood City Hall, wanting to speak to city staff and say, hey, I have this issue, or I got a legislator staff calling in and saying what we want to work with Lakewood. I mean, it's a lot of different conversations, but at the end of the day, it's talking with people and helping them. So that really is the foundation of what I like about my job.
It sounds like a lot of different types of conversations too.
Definitely.
Could you tell me, and I'm interested just as myself about your legislative role? Like, how do you work like the politics side of things? Like, what is that like?
Yeah. So Lakewood has a great history of having positive relationships with our legislators, and that's why we have a positive reputation with our state and federal representatives, because even people prior to me who did this job cultivated that relationship with the legislators and their staff. So then, when we talk to them and say, hey, you know what, we're concerned about this certain bill or that certain legislation, they take into heart how Lakewood will be affected, right? And so then they remember, hey, you know what? The city manager spoke with us. We had lunch with them, and they reiterated their concerns. So then they'll remember that when they're voting for this bill, Lakewood's going to be affected pretty negatively about this bill. So maybe I shouldn't vote. You make them think twice, right? Yeah. And our city council has done a great job, obviously, reaching out to the other elected officials and getting our city's concerns across. So, so those are the types of conversations that happen at that level.
I think that's another great message for people that live in Lakewood, that sometimes when you feel like you don't have a voice, you really do. You just have to reach out to the right people, you being one of them, and really make your voice heard. And that's something I think that Lakewood separates Lakewood from other cities, where we do have so much engagement on that level.
Right, and we have a great example that I could tell the folks here is earlier this year there was an assembly bill that threatened contracting.
Right, that was a big one.
Yes, yeah,
because
big
we're
one.
We're the contract.
We're the contract city. We're the contract city. We came up with this idea in 1954. City Attorney John Todd, and it's been copied and followed by other cities across the U.S. Right, and there was a bill in Sacramento that surfaced wanting to eliminate the ability for cities to contract for services. Right, so it would have affected us to have a contract for trash service. It's huge, right? Yeah. So then. Because of the relationship that Lakewood has had with our legislators and also with the community, with the chamber, actually. The chamber actually sent a letter of opposition to our legislators, to the speaker, And so that helps because of that interface between the city and the chamber. Right. So it helped push that opposition across. And the bill was defeated, which was great.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. I've actually, I'm a...
Oh, hey, Sean,
a resident of Lakewood.
You were here. What's up?
I am actually a resident of Lakewood and or homeowner. And I've actually experienced a couple, not issues, but things to where I had to call up the city and just like as smooth as pie, things were handled. One of them was with my trash service. I needed, my trash cans were, something simple like this. Trash cans were cracked, damaged, I made one phone call and by the next trash cycle, I had brand new trash cans.
Good to hear.
I'm happy about the green waste cans.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I've also had a tree issue at my home, but went down there. And usually, because I've lived in other cities and in other states and stuff, and, had to go to City Hall, do it. And it's like a nightmare. Actually went in there, made one walk-in, talked to one person or a couple people, and it was resolved.
Great.
So,
yeah.
In a timely manner, and so that being in Lakewood and the way things are ran, and like you were mentioning, with the the local governments and state agencies and stuff. It's nice to know that you live in a city to where things are managed properly.
Well, it's good to hear that feedback from you, Sean, because we in Lakewood we're known as having a legendary customer service. We still take pride in having live, real folks answer the phone when you call. So if you call other cities, you can get directed to other departments. In Lakewood, where our customer service staff is, you can just call that one number, just put that on your iPhone or remember it. That's the one number you just need to call, and then you'll get directed to the trash or trees or things like that. So appreciate that feedback.
No problem.
Yeah.
I think whether you're a resident or, for me, I'm a Lakewood business owner, what Lakewood does, whether just as the residents or as the chamber, they really support local businesses. And that's something that you really play a big hand in too, because we have Shop Lakewood.
Yeah, that's a great segue. I can see why
Thanks.
you're such an awesome host for this.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop.
So as I was saying, one of the things that I work on is the Shop Lakewood program. It was initiated by the city and the chamber 4 or 5 years ago, and we came up with this idea because when people shop in Lakewood, it goes back to the community, right? So if they spend it on local businesses like the sweatshop or like Done Right, every little penny that comes back to the city, and then we turn it back into programs that the city uses. For example, our infrastructure improvements or our park programs and things like that. So it's very important to continue to encourage people to shop locally. So when we came up with a program, that was our main objective, is just to keep shopping local, because not only does it help the city, it also helps local businesses.
Right.
So we had a logo that we came up with, and I wanted to
Just got approved, right?
we just got approved, yeah.
Right.
So actually, Josh actually just put it up on the website, and I brought a sample here. So it looks like this, and it's nice.
Nice.
It's modern. Josh actually was the designer of this, and we just kind of refined it. So that shows you that the chamber is very much involved and is a
Yes.
primary mover of this program. So. So this is going to be published. This logo is going to be published on new shopping bags. Because we give away
Right.
those shopping bags at
Right.
many Lakewood events throughout the year.
Popular.
People love them because you
Yeah.
can't do the plastic bags anymore, right?
Yeah.
So this will be on bags. We're going to put it up on new street banners. So
Right, yeah,
that are-
because all
Cool.
down Delama.
yeah. So
around
those are the
mall.
old ones. So we'll
Right.
work on getting these new ones up, and really just to keep reminding people that, hey, you need to shop Lakewood and be and stay Lakewood loyal, because we're a community that relies on that
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about, or just there's not a lot of information out there. So I'm on the board of directors for the chamber, and also on the government engagement committee. And one thing is, and did it sound too? Was
Wow.
I
Sounds pretty
boasting? Was I
official to me.
boasting? I know.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've been talking about is actually getting information out there about how people shop online, and how you can how that is sometimes not helping your community. It doesn't go based on where you live when you shop online. It goes based on the percentage of sales from brick and mortar sales. So if based on how much brick and mortar business your city does, that's where your the taxes from shopping on Amazon or online get allocated. So that's something that there's not a lot of information about, and we just started talking about that and how we can help with that.
Yeah, you're correct, Brad. It's even though that obviously the main revenue will be, it's nice to have in the city, right, at the
Right.
point of sale, brick and mortar.
Right.
When people do shop online on Amazon and other places, Lakewood does get a percentage back, but it's not as much as we would have
Right.
at the brick and mortar, like you said. So you're
okay.
correct on that. So,
Right. So
yeah.
even something as simple as to support the city, having things shipped to the store. So say you want to buy something from bestbuy.com, rather than getting it shipped to you, you can get it shipped to Lakewood Best Buy, pick it up there, and then your city's going to get credited those tax
that's
dollars.
correct. Yes.
So
yeah.
just little
Yeah.
things like that. I think that information is very valuable for people, and it does help. You're still shopping Lakewood, but you're still getting that online deal, and there's a lot of things like that. So I think it's a great program, and it helps all of us.
Yeah.
Another thing I think that this promotes good is that folks will shop in Lakewood, but then also business owners of other businesses, like I've been able to benefit from my business, is that people will say, okay, yeah, shop Lakewood, but then business owners say, you know what, I'm going to keep my business in I'm going to hire a local pest control company to come service my business, and let's keep it in Lakewood. Let's keep shopping in Lakewood, and let's support other business owners to promote them and keep them alive as well.
Yeah, and Small Business Saturday is coming up in November, so I think Josh is is cooking up something for for that day, and but we'll promote it on the city, and we will be promoting Small Business Saturday so that folks can come out on that Saturday after Black Friday and spend their dollars in Lakewood.
I think last year,
You guys did a
Allison,
scavenger
we did a
hunt.
scavenger hunt.
Yes, yeah.
That was that day.
Where's
That was fun
Where's it held
too.
at? Small business.
Well, I mean, Small Business
It's like
Saturday is
different things
it's
going on.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like Black
At all the
Friday.
different-
It's like
okay,
Black
yeah,
Friday,
yeah.
but
Okay.
Small,
Yeah.
so you're
Everybody
supposed to have
shops in
some
Lakewood that
deal.
day and-
Yeah.
But last year we did it like a fun scavenger hunt. We were
That's
running
right.
around.
There was a
and-
card
Yeah,
and like a
yeah.
stamp and stuff. It was very creative. You
Yeah.
know? So
Not gonna lie,
yeah,
it was
I mean,
my idea.
yeah.
Oh. Another one. For Brad. Wow.
That's three
Okay,
of them.
What was that? 3?
It's the glasses,
I had
man.
2.
I'm telling you.
That's right. Are those even real glasses?
No.
Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
all
they're
right.
not at all.
It's a show thing.
It looks good.
It's, it's like his hat, you know. It's just because.
That's not as good as my hat.
No, not
But
even
anyways.
close.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, we're very proud of Shop Lakewood, and encourage you folks here to continue shopping in Lakewood.
Absolutely.
And I got to give Lakewood residents credit, because when I'm out there with Karen, when we're putting this out at events, and we speak to folks, hey, are you aware of this program? They know. They actually do know that.
Well, I mean, you do such a good job at
Yes.
marketing it. I mean,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
bag. I mean, I don't know how many bags you guys make, but it's a
thousands, yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And then I think the banners on Delamo make a big difference too. I know they're not just on Delamo, but I mean that's the
Yeah,
one
it's
I see.
concentrated around
The
commercial
mall.
areas, like at Woodruff and Carson, over there by Home Goods. We have a bunch of banners over there,
Right.
just so that just reminds people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when you're thinking about services,
Right.
let me find out first if there's a local folks to do it.
Yeah.
And there's social media, there's Yelp and places
Mm-hmm.
like that. And it's so easy to search for these businesses, but it doesn't hurt to type in the
Right.
business name and Lakewood, and
It
then
doesn't
give
have-
that business a chance.
Right. It doesn't
you
have to
know?
be your only criteria for where you go, but
Yeah.
maybe it factors in there.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that makes a difference.
I mean, like when the city of Lakewood has a bad outbreak of ants, they're going to call Dunright Pest Control.
There you go. Yeah.
Why is that?
Why would it be ants?
Well, because ants are the most prominent.
Most prominent.
Oh, dude,
okay,
I'm
so-
mosquitoed out, dude. Check these out. Look at that. All over my ankles, dude. I couldn't even run this morning.
I don't know if it's fleas.
Dude.
No,
Maybe
dude,
you ought
it's
to maybe you ought to
mosquitoes, man.
service
I think
his
it's more
place.
fleas than
No,
than
dude, it's
mosquito
mosquitoes.
bites.
I swear,
Yeah?
dude.
Because
Oh.
fleas usually get the ankles.
No, I know, but it's.
Is
no,
this
I got
at the
them on
gym
my,
or
on my
your
shoulders?
house?
At my house. I've seen the
Well,
mosquitoes.
maybe you should move into Lakewood then.
You know what? You've been poking at me nonstop.
Yeah.
So-
So
No,
I
it
just
won't.
wanted the viewers here to say that the city of Lakewood is first and foremost very prioritizes excellent customer service. So any concerns with city services, give us a call 562-866-9771 extension 2140. If people still use phones, right? I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's mostly for texting, but yeah, people can also email us. We have a Lakewood app that people can download on their iPhones and Android. And just we're always happy to hear what people have to say, and we want to help them out. So.
And we'll put the number and the link for the app.
Yes, and
down
of course
below the video.
www.shoplakewood.org is the website that redirects to the Facebook page that the chamber runs for Shop Lakewood. So
Yep.
people can find great deals on that page. If you're going out to a lot of times it's El Torito, buy one get one, or
Right.
Black Angus. I mean, places like that where they could find deals just staying in Lakewood.
Even Buffalo Wild Wings still has that deal. I think it's 10% goes back to the
Oh.
chamber.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever if you're a Lakewood resident. So I mean, there's so many of those deals
So, I mean,
on there
yeah.
that all help all of us.
Yeah, and of course, Raising Cane's is starting.
Yeah.
As you see that, they
Yeah.
tore down the old Elephant Bar.
There's a lot going
And
on right
Dickie's
now.
going on.
A lot
Yeah.
going on.
I
It's-
think Dickie's is
yeah.
going to be a big hit.
Yeah, and then Piggy's Taco Bar just opened
Oh, yeah.
up right there.
I gotta try that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried that. It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good
Is it-
tacos?
Yeah,
Is it good protein after you're lifting?
it's really good protein.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Alright.
even some carbs in there too. I did it.
Ooh,
I did it.
Another wow.
Yeah, did you sprinkle
I
some creatine on there too?
Yeah,
Alright, there you
my
go.
chocolate protein powder on top of the tacos. They think I'm weird, but it works.
Uh,
So everybody should be on the lookout for the new logo for Shop Lakewood. Be hitting the banners and the bags near you, and I guess that's gonna. Again, thank you so much.
Hey,
for
thanks for
making the
having me.
time.
Glad, yeah, had a good time here.
No,
Awesome.
it's
You guys are great.
blast.
Yeah?
Well, we try.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you again for watching this week's episode of the Speaker Series Spotlight.
I'm Sean Day.
I'm Brad the Brick Crihfield. We'll see you next time.
Adios.